Hello and welcome. We're going to try and recreate this page, this landing page, and we're going to recreate it using just HTML and CSS, and we're going to do it in the simplest way possible so that you can easily follow through and try as well. So this website is called ViewStats.com. It is our website that was launched by MrBeast to help creators basically try and up their game in terms of the kind of videos they produce and how to increase viewership and all that. But all we care about right now is trying to recreate this entire page that you can see here using just HTML and CSS. Now we're going to just switch over to Visual Studio Code. And here I have created two files. We have index.html and we have style.css. And we're going to try and create this. But first, we're going to start with HTML, and I'm going to just disable this. We're going to start with writing structuring the HTML code, and we'll start with just a simple skeleton. And this is what we have here in terms of the title. We'll call it ViewStats. And if you go back to our website here, it's called YouTube channel statistics hyphen view stats. So I'm going to just do that here. So we'll just say YouTube YouTube channel statistics. There's a hyphen view stats. That's the title of the page, and we'll just link our CSS like that. And now we can get started on writing the rest of the code. We're going to work on it in a few phases, how we're going to basically structure it, starting with the header section. So we create the header section here, and in the header section, this is where we have a navigation bar. So we'll use a nav tag, and we can give it a class of nav bar. So we can use them to style later on. And if you go back and look at the page, it has a view section, a few sections. So there's this first section here where we have the logo. Then we have this section that has the navigation links. And finally, we have this other side where we have now the input and we have the two buttons. So we're going to work with it through those divisions like that. So we'll have the first division where we have the logo, and we'll give it a class of logo. And we'll call this view stats. We'll go to the next division, and we can give it a class of nav links. And for this one, we're going to go ahead and also now basically embed the links that we have. So we have this one that is top list, we have more tools, we have all this, and we'll use anchor tags for that. So we'll have an anchor tag for this, and we'll just have a hash for now because everything what we're building is just static. Then it's called top lists, and I'll just copy paste this twice. And the next one was more tools. The last one was pro sign, I think. Yeah, it was pro tools. We'll call this pro tools. And we have this new sort of button that is here. For us to be able to just have that, we'll use a span. Actually, let me just do this. We'll use a span tag, and we can give this span a class of new, just because that is the name of the text, and it's called new. And we're going to go ahead and style all this later on, but for now we're just going to do the HTML bit. Now that we have this part done, we can just quickly go live and see what we have right now. Okay, this is what we have. As you can see here, I'm going to just zoom a bit. This is what it looks like. We're going to style it so it can look something close to this. Next, we have the input, where you can basically be able to search a channel. For the input, we'll use an input tag for this. Give it a type of text. It has a placeholder, so we'll give it a placeholder, and the placeholder says search liners tech tips. So it can basically be anything. You can just say search Can I just call it search MrBeast? And we'll also give it a class. We can give it a class name of search bar. And next, we're going to go ahead and have the two buttons. So we have the login button and the sign up button. We'll just use button here. We'll give it a class of login. So here it will be login. And I'll copy paste this. We're going to, this next one is called sign up. And here we'll also change this to sign up instead of login. So we have sign up like that. Now, if you come to our page, this is what we have right now. So we have the search bar, login, sign up, looks okay. We're going to go ahead now and look at the next, rather write the code for the main section. So this is the main section here where we have this text here that says search my YouTube channel. And we also have this search bar in some of these other popular channels down below. So to do that, we'll just quickly start with having a main section right after header. So use a main tag, and it has a few divisions. So there's the division, this first division here, that has the search, and it also has this button here for searching. And then there's this other section that you can see here. We're going to split it like that. You can have the first division, and we'll call it hero. I'll give it a class of hero, that is. It has a H1. The text is a H1. So we can increase the font for it later on. The font size when you're trying to style. So call it search any YouTube channel. So search any YouTube channel. And next, we're going to go ahead and have the second section for this, where we have the button. So we'll call this search container. We'll give it a class of search container. Search container. And here we have an input. So we have an input and the search, right? We'll go ahead and have the input. We'll have the input, give it a type of text. We're also going to give it a placeholder. And the placeholder text here says try searching, so you can put in any name basically. So we'll say try searching, and you can just say try searching maybe Ryan Trahan. Something like that. And we'll also give it a class name. For class name, let's call it search input. Search input. And we're going to have a button. The button is the one that the search button that you can see there. And we'll give it a class of search. We'll give it a class of search button. We can call it just search btn. And here I will need some sort of emoji to use, but for now I'm going to just make it a text. I'm going to just have the text here search. Then later on we can be able to just switch that up. So once we save, this is what our page looks like. Search a YouTube channel, then try, this is the input. Now there are the other sections where we have the section, this section that contains the popular channels, and we have the footer section down here as well. Let's go ahead and quickly have those two written out. We'll have the section. We'll use a section tag, and we can call this, give it a class, and call it maybe popular channels. Yeah, you can call it popular hyphen channels. And after this section, the first thing that we have is the text. So let's make the text a H2, and the text is popular channels. That's what it says. So I'm going to just edit this. This should be uppercase. Great. Now we're going to have the rest, the divisions, this one here, where we have the list of the channels. So it's as you get some sort of a grid. So you can give it a class name. You can give this div a class name of channels grid. And after here, we're going to have now each of the channels in form of a div. We'll create a div, can give them each of them will give a class of channel. And for the text, so it depends on the kind of channels that you want there. You can start with just maybe MrBeast, and I'll copy paste this a couple of times. Instead of MrBeast, next one you can call it can give it maybe Chris Bumstead. Next you can call this maybe Vox. The next one could be Best Reacts. Again, I'm just mentioning some popular channels, but again, if you come here, there are all these channels that you can see here. This ARAC, let's actually add ARAC here. So this should be an I. You can add ARAC. There's Marcus Brownlee, so I'll just call it MKBHD. You can add a few more channels if you'd like, but this is this section now for popular channels. And if you come here, you can see all the channels are here, popular channels, and the list of these channels list of the channels that we've just created. So lastly, we're going to go ahead and have the footer section. So I'll have the footer after the main. I'll call this footer. And inside the footer section, so if you go to the footer here, you see we have the left side where we have the some of the footer links, rather social links, and there are these footer links that are here. So we can just represent them nicely. To do that, we're going to create a div here. So I'll create a div and I'll give it a class of footer links. We'll have footer hyphen links, and we're going to have an anchor tag. And this anchor tag is the one that is we're going to have the footer links here. So the first one is accessibility. 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 I think this is okay. Then we have a few more. Actually, I believe two more. So we have terms of use and privacy policy. So we call this next one terms of use, and the last one privacy policy. Privacy policy, like that. So we have this first section, and the next section we'll just create the next section for the social links. So we'll give this div a class of social links, social hyphen links, and for this you can give it just a span, and this span is the one that just says copyright. So I'll actually just copy this text and have it there. Great. If you come here to our page, you can see now we have copyright, all this, and these are the footer links that you can see here. And with this, we've basically been able to just roughly have the content structured with our HTML. So this is the content structure that we have here. We're going to go and style this, but something one more thing is you can always inspect the page. You can just right click inspect and look at the elements here to try and see what the exact structure is. In my case, I've just tried to do it roughly by just seeing looking at the page at face value and what it looks like. But you can always come here, inspect, look at how the content has been structured, and try to implement that exactly how it is on your page. And even the styles as well, you can always find the styles down here. So I'll just expand this a bit. These are the styles that you can see here. But again, I'm going to just try and apply a couple of my own styles so you can see what we'll be able to come up with at the end. So I'm going to just hit pause right now. Then in the next video, we'll look at how we're going to style the page.